Hey guys, runnerman15 here, and today I have something kind of special. This is a mechanical gaming keyboard from this brand called E-YOOSO. And this is what the keyboard looks like. Pretty much my dad found this at a thrift store for only $10, and it is an actual mechanical keyboard. See, it has switches. So I looked up this brand just to see how much their keyboards typically cost. They cost anywhere from around 20 to 30 bucks. So this one was for $10 and it's practically new. It doesn't show very many signs of use. Now this is just a cheap keyboard, but is actually pretty decent for the price. Underneath we have some tactile blue switches. So it's annoying noisy sound. So yeah, I thought it would be cool just to see if we can't make any improvements on this $10 gaming keyboard. What it came with was the keyboard. These orange keycaps, these two, the escape and the space, are I guess vanity keycaps that they included. The original keycaps that were on here were a black spacebar and I'm pretty sure a gray escape keycap, which is somewhere in this box right here. It also comes with a little manual, a USB-C cord, and a little keycap puller. Pull this switch off. It is hot swappable, meaning we can swap. I'll show you in a second once I pull this switch off. Now, my original plan with this keyboard was to keep with the blue switches, but when I was removing all of these OTEMU blue switches, some of them were breaking apart and some of the prongs were getting stuck in the PCB, and it looks like a lot of other people had issues with this, so I ended up just buying some different switches in the end. So another thing I wanted to mention, for the actual PCB, the switch pinholes on the PCB are proprietary to the OTEMU style switches. For comparison, this is my normal keyboard that I've been using. I made a video on this. The Gateron silvers in it. They are lubed. Switches are lubed, springs are lubed, stabilizers are lubed. So let's go ahead and get ready here. So where does it plug in? Plugs in on the side right here. Okay, ooh, not gonna lie. Very cool startup. RGB looks pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie with you. Very bright. I'm gonna turn the lights off. A better view. Looks really nice with the keycaps. Yeah, there is a caps lock light on the keyboard. Okay. That is what the keyboard sounds like. I've started to take the keyboard apart, and one thing that I've noticed is the stabilizers are pre-lubed and they honestly don't rattle around that much. Stabilizers are just kind of cheap, funky stabilizers, but that's not bad for a budget keyboard like this. This is a good look at the switch, you know. The OTEMU switches are basically like Cherry MX switch clones. So they're pretty much like a cherry switch, except for they're less durable and they're cheaper. This is what the keyboard looks fully disassembled. There are quite a few screws that hold the whole keyboard together. They're just in this top part right here. This is the actual bottom plate of the keyboard, and there's honestly not that much room in here. Maybe a 1/4 inch, if that, of room in here. But I got neoprene foam on the way. Let's see if we can fill this, but I have a feeling it's going to be a super tight fit. I am keeping the keycaps because keycaps honestly aren't that bad. I just lost that one. So I think they fit the keyboard just fine. I'm not going to waste money on new keycaps. I'm going to get to work and I'll see you guys after I'm done. It's been a few weeks. since the last part of the video. So I got these bad boys. Oh, there's some goodies in here for me too. So these are the Boba U4 silent switches. So these are supposed to be silent. I bought 70 of them. I bought these for, it was $55 from rndkbd.com. So we got some other stuff in here. There's a shipping label. I have to remember to blur that out if you guys can see it. I think that's all we got, but got this cool little sticker. This is like a matte sticker. It feels really thick. Gazoo Industries. These switches are Gazoo Boba U4s. So here is the Boba U4s. Sorry if my fingers look a little scary. I chew my fingers a lot. But you can see they use these two prongs, so these should work. Got the white Bobas with the clear top, so that way we can have the RGB shine through. There's a little teeny bit of scraping. You can see the actuation point. There's a little, the spring is pretty stiff. I could only get these in a 65 gram actuation, so these are factory lubed, and rndkbd.com recommends to leave these as is and not to lube them. So that is what I'm going to do. We thankfully won't be lubing any switches. Okay, so we have the bottom of the case right here. And these are some of the, this is the rest of the keyboard right here. And one of our little silent switches. So something I learned is that I'm going to have to trim these off. Should work with the keyboard. 1/8 inch neoprene foam. We can cut this out and this, measure it out. So I want it to be about yay long. All right, let's check the USB cable. I think once it's screwed in, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but once it's screwed in, it'll level out. That is perfect. Okay, so I've just spent the past few hours, I put some band-aids, pieces of band-aids where the stabilizers are going to sit. I've gone ahead and re-lubed the stabilizers as well as holy modded them. I'm going to see if I can't somehow put some foam under this metal piece. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put this thing back together and get the switches put on. Alrighty, here's the final product. This is the keyboard. I have finished modding it completely. You can see we got these switches in, and yeah, so I'll run down a list of stuff that I've done. I put foam in the actual housing, even though it's not a very big spot in there. I still put a piece of foam in there. I wholly modded the stabilizers and re-lubed them, although I think I used too much lube because the stabilizers are sticking a little bit. But it's okay, I don't really mind at all. We did not put any new keycaps. These are just the stock keycaps. I just decided to leave the stock keycaps. Also put some foam in between the metal plate and the PCB. That way there was no board flex. You can see it's not flexing at all. Finally, I just put 2 layers of painter's tape on the back of the PCB to try to dampen the switch noise. And yeah, that is the keyboard pretty much. That is the full build right there. Now, let's see what it sounds like. In 3, 2, 1. That is what the keyboard sounds like. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it and we can get a better sound profile here. So yeah, this is the keyboard. Pretty much just turned a $20 keyboard into like a $70 keyboard at this point, but has a little bit more heft. Not really any hollow sounding except for just the plastic itself. Now, like I said, these switches are weighted, so it does feel a little different. I'm used to using linear switches, which just press straight down. That's pretty much it, but these are weighted, so they actually have an actuation force. These have an actuation force of 65 grams. So it kind of feels like you're typing it. In my best description, it feels like you're typing on a membrane keyboard, but it's not squishy, and it's not a membrane keyboard. So yeah, that's pretty much how I think of these switches. No ping, I haven't heard any ping, so they are pre-lubed. They sound very nice. Let's get an actual profile of these switches here. I'm gonna lay it down on the mouse pad. They're pretty quiet. The only thing you're really hearing is the noise of the switch hitting the the little prong inside hitting the bottom of the switch housing, and you can hear it on the table. It's amplified on the table, but if I take it off, pretty much all you're hearing is the keycap moving up and down. I know there's hair. Don't worry about the hair, guys. It's mostly pet hair. Some of it's my own hair. Let's get a look at some of the stabilizers now. You can see on this side it's not that bad, but this side, yeah, it's sticking just a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I need to go back in there and clean it up a little bit. I think I put way too much lube. Stabilizer sounds okay. It's a little mushy. Let's try the enter. The enter sticks pretty bad, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Look at that. Each switch is supposed to come up immediately. There's more hair right there. But it's okay. The shift is okay. Like I said, it feels a little mushy as well. So, backspace feels okay. But yeah, the stabilizers do feel a little mushy. They are still the stock stabilizers, but I did fully mod them and re-lube them. So probably partially my fault because I probably over-lubed them, but it's not that big of a concern. Ooh, hear that thawk? Oh yeah. It's kind of hard to hear the dampening of that the foam does, but if you there you go, you can kind of hear it now. I just wanted to show what these switches look like inside. I haven't even opened any of these up, so I'm kind of interested to see what they look like. There we go. So upon opening it up, here is the clear plastic housing. Here is the stem. Oh, wow. Got some nice little slider pieces right here. Guess that's what keeps it silent. It feels like there's a teeny bit of lube on it. I think the spring, yeah, the spring is pre-lubed. Put a nice glob of lube on there. And that is the inside of the switch housing. So pretty much spring, switch housing, spring that has lube on it so it doesn't ping. The stem, which has a little bit of lube on it. If you guys want to see more videos like this, obviously hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I am runnerman15, and I'm going to go ahead and peace out.